Hello, this is Elsa932. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Love is Blind, Habibi. This is season 1 and episode 9, The Weddings. Hence, I had to change. I hope I'll be acceptable, but I may need sleeves. Hope I'll be acceptable to be a guest. We shall see who said yes and who decided to say no. So please like the video, share, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, and let's get to these weddings. When we left off episode 8, Ozma was deciding whether she will take Hatab to be her husband and formalize the wedding upstairs with a sheikh. She looks to her side and see her parents are absent. So he kept nodding at her, and it looked like to me like he's like, go ahead, say it, say what we understand. She says, no, not today. Crowd looks shocked. She's like, today's not the day to make this decision, but it's yes for another day and every day after. And she leaves. She is hyperventilating like when she had the reveal in the pod. She is just breathing heavily. He walks out. He says he feels sad and he goes to her. He tells her again, just breathe, just take a moment. She said this is hard, but she cannot do this without their traditions. And this is a no for a marriage today. He says, it doesn't mean it's over and that they will continue together. And this is not the way we planned it, but this is not the way we do the next step. The next step is to go to Canada, go to her parents, and start doing it the traditional way. He says he has mixed feelings. He understands getting her parents' blessing. And she says she made the right decision since he does understand and respect the fact they need to do this the traditional way. She's so lucky to have him. And they are leaving together and going to meet the parents. I will ask this. Love is blind. Based on these traditions, like how is this going to sustain? Since they have to meet parents, they have to get to know each other, and this takes time. I'm guessing that in this version, the parents must know what their kids are going away to do because they have to be prepared for possibility of them meeting someone. And so there's so much tradition to pack in. Next wedding is Safa and Muhammad. I can't wait to see the dress she picked because she was like, forget y'all, I went and got my own dress. She is walking in with a bag. She says the dress is only for her to see right now and no one knows what the dress looks like. You go, girl. She said it was a struggle, but she did find her dress. Her mom visits her. The mom cries, wishes her a happy life. Her sister Hiba comes for support, gives her a blessing, and they both cry together. Now, her mom came back in her formal outfit, and Mama, I have to say, your outfit looked real good. I don't know if that's a formal outfit. It seems like she was wearing like a bejeweled shirt, like a kind of mock turtleneck up to here, and her arms was the tan and navy blue bejewel. But then she had this kind of sweeping neckline with it. Mama looked absolutely beautiful. Now I see where Safa got her fashion sense, okay? So if you know if the mother's outfit is traditional or just a little zhuzh on the tradition, put it in the comments and let me know. Said they're together, they have to remember the good times. And they remembered before the sister got married. And, Safa's like, well, she's moving out. I get the room to myself. It was very, very beautiful. So now they remember their dad and, that Safa was, always attached to him and he would want to be here. So she has a long veil with pearls in it and beautiful bejeweled accessories to hold it in, combs in her hair. So Safa says she did not want a wedding before because her dad was not going to be there. So she has her dress is a beautiful silk dress. I mean, beautifully done. A little form-fitting on the top, and it has a peak like a sail towards her left shoulder. It's like just pointing, to the side, and it's, beautifully done. So Maher is the older brother of Muhammad. He comes to help him get ready. He said he never thought the experiment would bring him his life's partner, and his brother tells him it's time for him to pamper somebody else. Okay? Pamper his wife and her mother especially. And I wondered, is this because her father is no longer here? Even though the brother is the head of the family, does it take or hold more weight that he take care of the mother because, the father is no longer with them. So Muhammad says he's excited but scared of the unknown next step. Mahir says everyone has to go through stages in life, like you go from high school to college. It involves a big change because you will start a family and you will gain another family. The brother said he's here for him even if you get kicked out the house. I see the brothers got jokes. The brothers have jokes. So Muhammad says, leave a mattress on the stairs for him. The brother's like, don't worry about it. I got a tent for you. They have a good banter. So the venue is decorated in pink and white roses all over. It's more white with the pink edging around the top, like a nice blush of color. Very beautifully done. Host and hostess is waiting for him at the foot of the stairs as he walks in. Her mom and her sister walk her to her brother who's at the door to the venue. He has wonderful words to give her, and he goes inside. She walks in, and I was tearing up at this moment in just seeing Muhammad's reaction to her. Oh, that man was tearing up. He was moved seeing his bride for the first time. It was a beautiful moment. So the host talks. They said that, these bonds are formed. These two are from different countries, different cultures, and they want to make a life together. Muhammad basically tells her how he fell in love with her in the pods. She is his rock, his comfort, and the breath of his life. He vows to her and says his prayer. He says a prayer to end his words. Now, she says she's been searching for a very long time for a life partner, did not believe she would find him there, and it was tough making this decision. The host again says, a sheikh is upstairs, and based on your choice, you will formalize your marriage up there. Muhammad says, 100 million yeses. Safa says, yes, I do. So we have our first marriage, but I guess it's not formalized yet until the sheikh signs the paperwork. So they do hug. They go upstairs to the sheikh to formalize the marriage. Her brother and his father, they are seen walking up the stairs behind them. And later on, we see her mother is also in the room. Muhammad and her brother seated on either side of the sheikh, and Safa is covered in like a white cloth over her shoulders. I do not know if this cloth has a formal meaning or a formal name. The sheikh says a formal prayer, and then, he says, don't reveal your private marriage matters to people outside of it. Ooh, I was like, the sheikh is like, keep your marriage business in your house. Beautifully said, sheikh. Beautiful advice. Keep your business in your house. So the brother says he gives his sister in marriage. Muhammad then says he accepts. And this is all guided. They're all guided by what to say and do by the sheikh. So again, the brother gives his sister in marriage. Muhammad says he accepts. And, Muhammad and her brother sign the documents on the tablet, and then Safa signs. Then there's a procession with bagpipes coming through with them. Muhammad said this is a Palestinian tradition. He walks in ahead of the procession. She is brought to him by her brother. He kisses her forehead, and they exchange their rings. Remember, this is tradition. Public displays of affection does not happen. You will not see them, kissing on their lips at all in this show. So her mother comes up and says, as their custom, they help the bride put on her gifts. And someone brings a tray with jewelry, and her jewelry is placed on her by her mother, her brother, and I believe her sister-in-law. So I'm guessing her family. So Safa says she just loves these traditions. And they dance before the stairs. And he again, just watching Muhammad and how he looks at Safa with love is just amazing to see. And she returns that. I mean, I said before, I really love this couple. Really love it. Congratulations to Safa and Muhammad. So then Dunya and Shafiq, their wedding day, she gets ready. She feels confused. This is hard. Her sister comes in, and she didn't believe Dunya would ever marry, or she would marry this way. Oh, sorry. So the sister tells her, be selfish in a good way. Think of this for her. What is best for her? And if it doesn't work, it's not just her, but more people will get her. Shafiq has two friends come visit him, Brian and Khaldoon. Khaldoon we met before. Brian is wearing all black in traditional, it seemed like traditional Moroccan garb, but I'm not sure. But I was like, it's interesting to see the men formal wear other than a suit. So he tells his friends all the qualities he loves about Dunya. And he said he gave her 80% of himself, and she's been okay with it. But if she says no, he knows that's okay because he didn't reveal all of himself. I'm like, that's not sounding right, Shafiq. So he asks for tips before marriage, and Khaldoon says, run. He says, run and don't look back. He says, but in all seriousness, communication, respect, trust, understanding, and love. Love will help you work out every problem. And Brian agrees. He says, build a friendship and it will all work out. So Khaldoon asked him, is there any hesitation? Either you feel it or you don't. So the venue is made up of beautiful white roses and huge feather arrangements. So the feathers are by themselves, like in huge, tall vases. It looks absolutely stunning. The guests are sitting at round tables. And that was the other thing. In the US, the guests would be facing where the ceremony is occurring in like rows. But here it's more relaxed. There's either tabletops or just small tables scattered around the lawn while they look on. So while the guests are going in, she calls them on the phone to talk for a bit. And they both end up breathing, looking up and just taking a deep breath in their separate rooms. They didn't even know each other did that. And it's really cute that the camera caught it, that they both did a relaxation move the same way. So he walks in with Khaldoon. She walks up with her sister. The host walks to the foot of the stairs. Shafiq walks in. Dunya walks in. Her vows are, you never change because never change because you've changed my life. They may be young, but they feel like they have known each other for years, and he makes her feel like a princess. No matter what happens, she'll be with him, and, she doesn't doubt him. Shafiq remembers the first day he heard her voice in the pods. She has changed his life. She is the most amazing thing that has happened to him, and he will stay next to her, and he found the love of his life. Now, hosts say, if you all decide to formalize this marriage, the sheikh is upstairs. Dunya says she's found her other half, but for today it is a no. Today it is a no. She said they have made a decision together to not get married today. Shafiq, why do your people look surprised? You made a decision with her and you ain't told nobody. Okay? So she walks out. She says, she called him when they made that decision. So Shafiq is like, we need more time, not because we're not sure of each other. Now, this is a throwback. They now show us the footage of them on the phone talking to each other. Okay? Right before the wedding. Right as they're dressed, about to leave, and the sister tells her, be selfish. She calls him to get some reassurance. So Shafiq says, we need more time. Not because we're not sure of each other, but we want to do this right. No one can stand between us and nothing will change. That was the end of the flashback of the phone call. So he walks out. They sit on the stairs outside. And I'm like, girl, Dunya, Shafiq, y'all are in your wedding best clothes and you're sitting on the stairs outside. No. But that's just me. So Dunya says, good things take time. And, he said he has, some stuff to achieve before the marriage, and the families need more time together. His sister, her sister played a role in this. I don't think he knows that. And I'm wondering, what is Shafiq going to say in the reunion? So he says a new story will start now. Now, she says she did this because the sister said, be selfish. And I'm wondering, Shafiq, what are your thoughts that the sister was able to sway her mind? So she was close to her mom. She's close to her sister. What is going to occur? Shafiq is going to be like, at first I thought it's only the mom I got to worry about. Now I got to worry about her. So we have Hitab and Asma. They need to get their parents' blessing, to give them time to get more comfortable. Then we see Dunya and Shafiq. He says he won't forget the experiment and he would do it again in a heartbeat. He found his soulmate, and she says they made a logical decision. Safa and Muhammad celebrate. We see the families dancing and celebrating. We see them cutting the cake. And I'm like, did they cut the cake from the top to the bottom? But it was a beautiful ceremony, it looked like. And that concludes Love is Blind Habibi Season 1. So we have Asma and Hitab. They decided they will follow their traditions and follow it in their own pace. We have Shafiq and Dunya, who decided they will again also go along with their traditions and, build on their relationship. And we do have Muhammad and Safa, who did decide to formalize their marriage, and they signed the documents with the sheik. What did you think about this season? I can't wait for the reunion. I have so many questions for those who continued and for those who didn't. And I do believe, I'm going to say it right now, Safa and Muhammad are still together. I think they were wonderful for each other. So I want to thank you for joining me on this first season of Love is Blind Habibi. I hope they continue this. I hope we get season 2. And I hope we rework this a little bit so that these couples can follow their traditions and their families can feel comfortable with the decisions being made. And I'm hoping that this first season helps pave the way for future seasons and for future families to feel more comfortable. And for us to kind of work a way as to how these traditions can also be accommodated. It was lovely. I love learning about all the different cultures and learning about their wedding traditions. I hope you will continue to join me for all of my recaps, be it Love is Blind or any other show. Leave a comment as to what else you would like me to review. So until next time, the next review will be of the reunion, which I am guessing will be Thursday, but I am not sure. But I'll see you at the reunion. Thank you for your support. Like the video, share, subscribe to the channel, and just be kinder to yourself today. More kind than you were yesterday.